Hello and welcome to Geoscope on Hughes the World. Me, Graham Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, nearly, by Ollie Bowler Hatman. How you doing, Ollie? You all right,
All
mate?
right, I'm all right. I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
How's Yorkshire doing? Is Yorkshire all right?
Uh,
Still there?
you know,
And
I'm put it this way. There's going to be a lot of um Barnsley stuff to talk
okay,
about on Reform Watch.
yeah. When we do another Reform Watch, I mean, I
A
was
lot of
watching a
stuff.
Jack Dart video before. It's about 70 bloody councillors who have left, resigned, been kicked out since last month.
Yeah, I have been tracking this. I am up to from at least my numbers. I think we're up to 93.
What?
I think we are up to 93. I think we're a lot higher than that. Um,
Jesus
like I
Christ.
say, if my countings are correct, I think we're up to something like 93, meaning that probably by the end of this month we will hit, triple digits. Well, triple digits.
Yeah.
I'm told my hand right. Triple digits. And given the fact that they lose on average like 2 to 3 a week,
Yeah.
we're 6 away, of course, from that. So yeah, I think it's doable. I think by the end of this month we could definitely be in it. And then the question is who's going to be the magic 100th and where's it going to happen?
Yeah, indeed. So we've got some mentions in the chat here. First of all, we've got Witchy Goth saying, "Evening all, Russia anyone." So before we get into that, because that's what we were just talking about before we came on air. Hi to Witchy Goth, hi to Blah Blah CW, Indie Duck Mel, good to see you. We've also got Diz in the chat there. We've got Saz, we've got Sphere Lance, and HTI Tricky. Or Hild's Tricky. Tricky. Can't pronounce that. Hello! How you all doing? Oh, and Graham Price is in there as well. If you'd like to join our friends in the chat, all you need to do is just hit the subscribe button, join the gang, have a good, laugh, bit of banter in the chat, but don't be a troll. Don't be horrible. Don't be a bigot. There's loads of places on the internet for bigots to go and live in caves and under bridges and stuff. And we just don't want them here. Anyway, so Ollie, Russia has fucking what the fuck, Jesus Christ. So first of all, there's been a Russian Shadow Fleet tanker that
Yep.
has been taken by the British Navy, and today we've heard reports. Yesterday the reports that Russia was paying some Ukrainian lad to burn down Keir Starmer's house. Today, there's been a yacht that was fired not at, but fired near as warning shots in the English Channel. The clue's in the name. 500 meters. The shots fired within 500 meters of vessel near the Isle of Wight. A Russian frigate, the Admiral
Grigoriev. That's it.
That's the one. Yes, easy for you to say. So there's that. There's also the Russian tanker captain has been remanded into custody.
Yeah, you've had a Putin critic killed in Poland as well.
Yes, this Putin critic, who's an artist, and his name is Simon Skrepetsky.
I'm not even going to try and pronounce it.
Skrepetsky. It looks like Skrepetsky. Simon Skrepetsky. He was a Russian artist critical of Vladimir Putin and the Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov, who's a fucking nutter, has been shot and killed in an eastern Polish town. The fires were fired at the victim, including one to the head. So it sounds like an execution.
Yep.
Ordered by Vladimir Putin. There's a lot going on, isn't
there?
Or
probably Kadyrov.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the two. Probably both. That's a safe bet.
Yeah. I mean, it is just. Can we stop Russia? Can we just declare war on them, Ollie? Can we? Go on. Can we? Come on, it'd be fun. Let's do it together.
This is the point where, if you remember, I think it was, I can't remember if it was last year or a couple of years ago. You had the boss of MI6 come out and actually say, yeah, there's all these, Russian, wild Russian intelligence assets out there, not only just in the UK but in Europe,
Yeah.
that are out there, looking for ways and means to, go and, cause trouble and, raise division and start attacking stuff. So in a way, this sort of proves that, yeah, he really was right. And this is just what, Russia are, I think, trying to do as a part of this.
Yeah.
They did an interview recently, I believe it was, their like top propagandist did an interview with like a guy from Germany, and he was like, at the front, we don't call them, Ukrainians, we call them Germans because that's who we're fighting. We're fighting you guys. And that's who they're portraying, especially if you look at all the Russian stuff that gets pumped out, every so often. They really do believe in Russia that they are like they're not fighting Ukrainians because this is part of the delusion that they're under because they can't come to terms with that they're losing to the Ukrainians. No, they're fighting secret, German military units or British or
I mean,
like French units,
this seems to be,
over there.
as far as like we're concerned, I mean, in our relationship with Russia, this seems like the most dangerous phase of all of
Mm.
that's happened so far, because it does look like they're panicking. You're seeing these attacks, these massive attacks on Ukraine. They're firing everything they've got. Only a few things are getting through, but the things that are getting through, they damaged was it 1,000-year-old church in
Church,
Kiev,
yeah.
a real important cultural center of the city. And yeah, they don't care where the bombs drop. They don't care where the missiles or the drones land. They're just going indiscriminately now. And it does look like Putin is panicking.
Mm.
He's lost his friends. He doesn't have support from Cuba at the moment because they've got their own shit going on. Obviously, Maduro in Venezuela got taken out. Al Assad in Bashir al Assad in what's it called? In Syria,
Syria, yeah.
got taken out. The Ayatollah Khomeini, well, the dad, got taken out, and we don't know what state the son is in. He might be really critically injured. We just don't know. But they've got they've got things going on at the moment, and they're not paying too much attention to what's going on in Russia. I really think that this, I'm not naive enough to think this is going to, the conflict's going to end tomorrow. I don't think it will, but it does look very panicked from the.
It is.
From the,
I think you are right on that one. I think that it's coming across very, very panicky because the longer this goes on, the worse the Russian economy is. We've talked about how bad in the past, like the Russian economy is, and like you look at like the nuts and bolts, it's just scraping by. And after this war, reverting from a war economy back to a civilian economy is very, very hard.
Yeah.
That is going to hurt Russia,
especially with all the sanctions
so bad
that are still in
on that
place.
one. Yeah.
Now, what I would do if I was in charge in this country, I'd declare war on Russia. But if they wouldn't let me, I would just say, every time we talk about it, when you talk about the sanctions on Russia, you make it very clear. Get someone in Russian to stand up, right, and talk in Russian, right? I know a lot of Ukrainians can talk Russian, so get a Ukrainian who's living here to come and actually address Russia. And like have it where you're saying stuff as the prime minister and they're translating it into Russian for you, so it gets to the Russian people and says, we have no beef with you. This war isn't on you. This is nothing on you, right? We are not asking you to pull the troops out of Russia. All we're saying is these sanctions are going to remain in place until you get rid of Vladimir Putin. He is one person and he's stopping you getting all this stuff. Popular sentiment against him, because the war will end anyway if he dies. I mean, gets replaced by someone else.
Well, that's it. You don't know if you get rid of the saying is what better the devil you know.
Yeah, I don't know about that saying.
If you do get rid of Putin,
Admiral Donitz was it who took over after Hitler? Yeah.
Who replaces him though? That's the big thing. It could be an infinitely worse oligarch who decides, right, we're gonna go full, revanchist, after this and start, building up our armed forces,
but they've got no
solving
money to
all
do
our.
that. That's the problem, isn't it? Like,
well, that's it. You just don't know what will happen.
Full throttle. It's like if the previous leader of Labour got in as a prime minister, he wouldn't have been able to do half the shit he wants to do because there just isn't the money in the economy to do it. You know, the way that our economy is shaped, the way that we take tax, and the way that it all sloshes around. You know, it'd be nice to give everyone internet, but the reality of doing that is something else. And I think it's a trap that we fall into quite a lot, especially on the left, where we go, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice if you did this?" And then Phil turns up with his big calculator, and he's like, "No, we can't do that. Can't do that, mate. No, can't do that." Do you know what I mean? Was that a good Phil impression? Did you appreciate that? Or were you offended on behalf of Yorkshire?
Needs to be a thick Yorkshire, a Yorkshire one for that.
But yeah, One Angry Pagan says, was just watching the latest upload from the YouTube channel Warfront, and it looks like Putin wants Lukashenko, that's the leader of Belarus, to attack in some way to take pressure off the Eastern Front. Invasion from there unlikely, but ... Yeah.
This has been right from the start. Like, he has been wanting, like, they invaded from Belarus.
Yes.
Like, they invaded from Belarus in the start of this war, and they have been like watching that border if Russia tries this again. But I don't think Lukashenko will get involved. His generals have been very, very firm that they ain't getting involved. Like, the Belarusians themselves are like, we don't want a part of this. We don't want to go to war against Ukraine. We've got no interest in doing that. So I think if Lukashenko did do that, he would be making, I think, a very, very big mistake on that one. It's not popular on that front. And, you know, Lukashenko basically remains there by, so long as things remain good in that country, pretty much again like Russia, then a lot of people are very happy to live there. But once things start to get a bit more difficult, start to come a bit more, you know, unhinged or unglued, in Belarus, in like things like Belarus, those things will come unstuck a lot quicker compared to Russia.
You can write a book on it, mate. You can write a book called The Unhinging of Belarus. That is a great name for a book. But yeah, he's been in charge now for 36 years, 35 years, 35 years. He's been in charge over a third of a century. Same leader.
But the thing I think will unstick Russia, the thing I think that will unstick it is if something kicks off somewhere else, and they realize that they've got to like pay more attention to that. So I've brought up occasions like Dagestan, as a potential big flashpoint. If Kadyrov is not in the best health condition at all. His sons aren't exactly liked. He is the one who's like keeping the iron fist. There's no, shall we say, set person to take over. If he goes, Chechnya could suddenly just erupt, and there are people fighting on the Ukraine side, for Ukraine, who are anti Kadarites, I suppose they get called on that one. So that is something to bear in mind if that kicks off. If I was an intelligence agent, I totally wouldn't be targeting Kadyrov in some way, hoping that might tee off in some way in that area. But that could majorly start something if something like that goes on that front.
Yeah. I mean, this incident today with the warship coming into our waters, hot off the heels of the finding that the arson attack on Keir Starmer's property in London was carried out at the behest of the Russians. I mean, come on, are we being attacked? Are we not being attacked? A British citizen, Dawn Sturgis, was murdered by Vladimir Putin. Are we not being attacked? They've interfered in our democracy. They've been channeling money to the likes of Nigel fuckface Farage for years and just getting away with it. Is our country not under attack? Can we not just activate Article 5?
I think the biggest...
They're massing forces. Sorry, there's another thing here, Ollie. They're massing forces. There's about 60,000 Russian troops at the moment on the border with fucking Finland and Norway. I mean, that's a bit of a worry, to put it mildly.
I'm not worried. If they were to take on the Finns, by all means, my guess.
Have you been watching Sisu again?
No, but the Finns have, shall we say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Um, and their military has been prepared for like the longest time, like for that scenario and
Yeah.
that eventuality. And I think that a westernized force
Mm.
like Finland is, um, if anything like happened like to them, like Russia were to try it,
Yeah.
it would not be Ukraine. It would be like 10 times worse for them on that front, for sure. But another thing that's been a big development for them, drones. Have you
Yeah.
seen the AI attack drone that they've now started making?
Ukraine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is both incredible but also incredibly scary about what the future of warfare is going to
Yes.
probably develop into.
Yes.
Those of you who don't know, Ukraine has developed a drone that has its own internal AI. So normally what happened with these drones is that they would get bombarded by like microwaves, and basically
Lose the
that would
signal.
then
They'll lose the
lose the
signal.
signal, they
They'll
would
lose
stop flying, etc.
GPS. They'll lose. Yeah.
Yeah. Not anymore because the AI is flying it.
And it's
Doesn't
got its own onboard AI,
Yeah, doesn't need anything else. Just
which can
just
use
uses that.
landmarks to suss out where it is. Landmarks currently provided to it by players of Pokemon Go in Russia. You were talking about that Pokemon game in was it the Philippines where
The
they
Philippines, they got hacked by the North
they got hacked by the
Koreans.
North Koreans? Yeah. Yeah. My God, this is like 20 times worse. So there used to be a thing on Pokemon Go, well, still is, where you'd take a video of a local monument,
Mm,
and they would get players of Pokemon to do it like over and over again, different light levels, different weather conditions, you name it. And they're now built up 3D models of cities based on the data they've got from this. And it means that even when these drones lose signal from GPS, they can still find out where they're supposed to go. And
mm.
apparently, Ollie, this is being used to deliver parcels for Amazon. And it could be used in the future to deliver much worse things than parcels. Like, you could imagine a situation where someone gets doxxed on the internet, who they don't like, who some, far right group don't like, and they send a drone out to their address. Completely autonomous. That's the nightmare future scenario that the likes of, Trump and his fucking dickhead supporters want. Can we talk about Trump and his dickhead supporters for a little bit? Because you need to mention the G7 summit and
Oh yeah,
the limp handshake of Trump.
with Modi.
No, with Macron.
Oh,
Macron.
with Macron.
Yeah, Emmanuel Macron. He's like this.
Yeah, he didn't
Um,
have a good handshake with Modi either.
he's sounding really weak when he's talking as well. He's sounding really frail, Trump, when
Yeah,
he's been talking.
I don't think he's a well person at all. To be honest, I really don't think he's well.
I don't want to give in to hope. Don't give in to hope, Luke. I don't want to give in to it, mate. I don't want to think that he might not be around for the rest of the year. That'd be too lovely. But then we'd have JD Vance in charge, but no one
Yeah.
likes him, so he's not going to get very far, is he?
Well, the thing is, if JD
Sorry.
Vance took over, there would be like a massive rupture
Yeah.
in the White House because we know that like at the moment they are fighting about who is going to be like the successor, and you've got people like Hegseth who I think is going to take the can for the Iran debacle,
Yeah.
like without a doubt.
Yeah.
He's going to carry the can for that.
Mm.
Vance again isn't liked at all, and then you've got Rubio, who again he's more seen as like a traditional, to use the vernacular, rhino, or the Republican in name only, as it goes. But he was like your traditional sort of what George Bushy
Yeah.
like era Republican.
Yeah.
On that one.
Yeah.
So it is interesting to see what he will do. He's of course, I think we've mentioned this before. He is really pushing for Cuba. Like he is the one that is like pushing like, right, let's go for Cuba next.
Because
Like
his family were from
we shouldn't
Cuba,
have
weren't they?
gone to Iran. We should have
Yeah,
gone to and got Cuba and sorted that out on
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
So
Well,
we'll see what
Iran
happens in
turns out
that
has got
one.
a Strait of Hormuz. That's a funny thing about Putin. He's got nothing on us. I know he talks a big game about him having nuclear weapons, but we've talked about this before. Like, they're not going to be still in bloody use, are they? You know.
Yeah, it's just what condition are
Yeah,
they in?
exactly.
Yeah.
Rusted and falling apart. You just try and fire them up, they just explode in the. You know where they are. You first. Go on, press the button to launch it. No, you press the button to launch it. No, you press the button to launch it. David Faulkner, thank you very much for the 38 Hong Kong dollars. That is very kind of you. Trump wants to hand Iran $300 billion
Yeah.
to reopen a strait that wasn't closed in exchange for a promise not to build a nuke they didn't have. Circus, right? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get much funnier than that. But before we talk about this, I have to say thank you very much to David Faulkner, because I set the confetti can very low this morning, this afternoon, this evening. And so this gives me great
This morning,
pleasure
this afternoon, good evening.
to go 3, 2, 1, confetti! Yay! Already! Woo! Got confetti. Might set another one. I wish you could set the confetti to like 3. You can't. You can only set it to 1 super chat or 5 super chats, and normally like 5 is a bit much. Do you know what I mean? So I'll put it on 1 again. The Witchy Goth channel. Yay, we're advertising Witchy Goth. Obama was crazy for giving them back $1 billion in their own frozen assets. I'm going to get less than $3 billion, most of which is actual US currency, says Farsight.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that. It was $1.7 billion, wasn't it? Obama's.
Roughly.
Back, and it was frozen
I
assets.
don't remember. I can't remember the details.
I'm pretty sure it was just 1.7 billion. I say just.
But you are right. There was in the Obama deal.
Yeah.
They were getting money back.
That had been frozen.
Was like already theirs.
It was theirs, yeah.
Yeah, it was already theirs. It was just frozen.
Yeah. Whereas this is money that is being shelled out by Trump, by the taxpayers in America, and by the they don't really have taxpayers in the Arabian Peninsula, but the people in charge in the Arabian Peninsula, which we end up having to pay for because we pay more for our energy bills. So it all comes round, doesn't it? So we are paying that 300 million, and we're going to be paying higher rates. But the good news is, if this is actually going to go ahead, I bloody hope it does. It means that the Hormuz Strait opens up. It's going to take 6 months before we get anywhere with it, I think. But hopefully by the end of the year, our mortgage rates will be down a bit. I don't know. Maybe our energy rate will be down just in time for winter.
The prediction is, if things continue,
yeah.
But bear in mind, we have been here where something has happened, and then Wednesday morning we wake up to find out that the war's back on.
That has happened a lot. I got the impression that JD Vance was a bit when he was talking the other day. He was a bit kind of like he seemed a bit shell shocked at it all. He was like, "No, well, we haven't got a proper deal yet. I don't think." And no, I don't. Are we giving them 300 billion? I don't know. Where did you hear that? Are we? And he just seemed not across his brief at all, because no one talks to each other, and they just wait for Trump to do something mad, and they just go, "Oh yeah, it's a good thing."
But I also think he doesn't want to. I also think he doesn't want to know the details either, so that he can't be blamed for it either, which is absolutely wrong. Like it's Trump. All the people in the White House are responsible for this Iran disaster. No one should get away with this scot-free at all, because they are all, they all bumbled into this mess, and now they can't govern themselves out of the paper bag they've got to war into. They can't war themselves out of this paper bag at all.
Ollie, we got another super chat. Could you just do something with your green screen? Because I think it's attached to your chair or something, because it keeps flashing on the other side of you. On the other side of you, it keeps flashing on. Yeah. Now it's stopped. Yeah, it looked like...
I think it's just the light,
wind.
But yeah.
Is it the wind?
Oh, I don't know. Actually.
No, I don't think it is. It's stopped now. It's now that I pointed it out, it's stopped. I hate it when it does that. It's like
it might be just because I'm... Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I'm blocking the light. That's why.
All
No,
right.
when I lean over here, I'm just blocking the light
You
to
need,
the,
you
to the
need to
green
become a bit
screen.
more left wing, Ollie. Come on, over to the left.
Need to lean
Over to the
over this
left.
side a bit
That's
more.
it. That's it.
That's it.
I don't like it when you start leaning to the right, Ollie. Sarah Davis, thank you very much. £2 super chat. She demands more confetti, and I'm always happy to oblige. More confetti! Yay! Woo! So, loads of stuff's happened this week. There's been the refilling of the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. because to beautiful, patriotic, flag blue. And now it's flag green. I didn't know they had green on the American flag, but there you go. It's there. It's turned into the old flag of Libya.
Yeah, that is because, I think we know why. Someone did, I think the Bulwark went and did water testing of the water. And apparently the water is like hyper super alkaline.
Yeah, because it's taken from the river, which is full of bullshit that's gone into it by American industry further up the river. There's like paper mills, and there's magnesium farms, and there's like base metal detectives. I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah. So it's alkaline to God knows what, and that's what's causing the
it's
color
basically
change.
Stagnant water. What they need to do is have a pump. They need to have a pump at the top, pump at the bottom, right? And they need to be circulating the water.
And too expensive. No.
Well, it was 14 million to fucking paint it.
And I know now at the moment they are trying to like
the infecting pool.
pump out the old water and pump in new water, and you're like, it's not gonna change. It'll just change.
It's huge. That's another thing. It's the size of a fucking lake.
Yeah. And I think they're blaming. I think someone said this just in chat, but they are trying to blame Obama for this. And you're like, what's Obama got to do with this?
Okay, well let's talk about that. Let's talk about the UFC fight, stock car, drag race, stunt bike, scrambler bike extravaganza, the idiocracy come in the flesh for the 250th anniversary of Trump's birth or something, outside the White House. And you had one of them UFC fighters, and he got the mic and he said, "I just want to say," and he thought, "Oh, is he gonna talk about, world peace, or maybe he'll talk about how much he likes Trump, or maybe he'll talk about, the future that he wants his children to grow up in, or something like that." No. He gets the mic and he says, "Michelle Obama is a man." So that happened outside the White House in a fighting pit that the president had put there, because nothing screams America is perfectly sane, perfectly normal America, like having a wrestling match outside your residence on the lawn. Someone said they're going to be picking up dog ends from the cigarettes for fucking years to come from the lawn. And someone said that apparently they put chemicals. Forsyth is saying they're now panic dumping random chemicals in the pool to try and kill off most of the algae. It'll probably fail. Lol. Well, I mean, the painted it blue, so they may as well just put some like blue bleach in there.
Yeah, why not? That might have been far cheaper just to put a colouring in it, because they do that with Chicago, don't they?
Yeah.
When it's
Boston,
St. Patrick's Day, Boston, that's it.
Yeah, in the water they make it go all green. Someone had that where they've made the river go green in Boston, and they had it up against the next to the reflecting pool and said who wore it better.
Yeah.
But just wow. Power to the people from Graham Price says makes a change from blaming Biden, I suppose.
Yeah.
So Ollie, before we go on, are you going to London this weekend? Are you going to the Rejoin March? Will you be there?
No, I won't be. Unfortunately.
Are you coming to Liverpool to meet up with me and Aid?
No, unfortunately, I'm busy this weekend.
And other disappointments. Shame. Are you going to go to the Labour conference this year? Are you still a Labour member?
Yes. I keep on meaning to like do this at some point.
Do I need to remind you, because otherwise it sells out pretty early, so you got to do it now.
You'll have to remind me, right? You have to remind me when tickets go on sale, because this was the big thing, because I dither about it and then I don't book the tickets and I can't get the tickets.
Yeah.
But yeah,
remind Femi to get himself a press pass or something so he can get in this year. He couldn't go last year because he'd knackered his foot, and then the year before, like, they just wouldn't let him in, which was a bit shit. But yeah,
but I do want to do a live stream, like live from the floor,
Yeah.
this year. Like walk around with, doing a live stream. Do a like a good morning walk live from.
Well, I try to do that every year I'm there, Ollie, but the internet is absolutely shite in the
Yeah,
Echo Arena. It is fucking awful. So
yeah.
good
A
luck with
lot of
that.
those places are really bad
Yeah.
for. It's not that. It can sometimes be like the signal because these like old stadiums. It's a mass amount of
It's
concrete.
not even an old
It's
stadium. It was only
metal.
built
It's
bloody 15 years ago. No, they're complaining about silly
mm.
bastards. But yeah, yeah. Angry Bacon said you would have to. You'd have thought there'd be filtration and circulation system for it. Utter stupidity. Well, there wasn't because I mean, originally it was just, it was just a pool for whatever. But after World War One, they built it. I think it was 1920 or something like that. It was originally built, but it's not beyond the wit of man. Sorry, wit of humanity. To put a couple of pipes under the, going round, so that there's water coming in and out all the time. It didn't have to be that much, but you pump it out of the Potomac River, and put it through there and then out again. I don't know. Maybe the river water is just so shitty that this is what.
I think it is because like say the channel name Bulwark, they did a test of it. They weren't actually testing the water.
The
Um
water.
and yeah, and it was just really, really like alkaline,
Yeah.
more than it should be, basically.
Jesus. Well, okay. So moving on to the G7 summit, Starmer has denied being snubbed by Trump. He says that they didn't have a bilateral meeting, but they had very productive conversations in group sessions. And there's a really weird picture of like of it looks like a caption competition picture. Like I'll send it to you, Ollie. I'll send it to you, matey. Hang on. And then I'll bring it up on the screen so everyone else here can see it. 1 second while I tap things. Keep talking, Ollie.
Tap tap tap.
Tap 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 tap
Oh,
tap.
you sent me
Yeah,
it. There we
there
go.
it is. Hang on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I
Yeah, he
mean?
does look
It looks
yeah.
like he's inspecting his knob or something. He's like, "Whoa, look at this!" Like, well, I've got a tiddlywink. What's he saying? I've got to. Hang on, I've got to get it up on the screen because otherwise people aren't going to know what the fuck I'm on about. Like, Graham, will you stop? Will you stop? Okay, hang on. A WhatsApp image. There we go. Hey, there we go. Look, he's looking down. Like he's just, and he's going, "What have you got there?" He's like, "I've got a tiddlywink. I've got a tiddlywink for you, Donald. Donald, it's a tiddlywink. What are you gonna do with that? I'm gonna punch you in the face." No, he didn't do that. Unfortunately, that is a weird picture, isn't it?
Mm. It's just weird, honestly. Like Donald Trump is like built in such a weird, odd way.
He is. He is. He's more
He's
machine
really
now
not
than man.
normal, yeah.
But yeah, he
Yeah.
is a fucking oddball. But yeah, so yes, we had the G7 summit this week, and I mean, didn't seem to go brilliantly well. I don't know.
I mean, we've announced a lot of like stuff with Ukraine as well. I think off the back of the stuff we talked about at the beginning of the show. So we're sending uranium now to them.
All right.
So that will obviously help Ukraine because a large, of course, portion of their electricity is still generated by nuclear power.
Nuclear power.
So they need, that green glowing stuff,
Yeah.
to power those. So that's something that we've agreed on. They are trying to get like permission from America to manufacture Patriot missiles locally. Whether that will happen or not is anyone's guess because those missiles aren't manufactured basically outside the US. So if Ukraine does manage to get that, that will be a massive win for Ukraine
Yeah.
on that one. Be able to have a locally manufactured supply on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Other than that, it's just waiting to see, what else maybe comes of like some of these talks or
Well,
discussions.
something that's come already, the meeting with between Keir Starmer and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Reported this evening, the EU and the UK have announced a summit to discuss the reset in post-Brexit relations. This is something that's been delayed because of the fallout over the youth travel scheme. But apparently it's back on now, and it's going to be the 22nd of July. So next month, it's going to be either Starmer doing it, or Burnham. Actually, Burnham won't be in that fast, will he? Even though there's a leadership contest.
No, leadership contests are normally like 6-7 weeks potentially.
Yeah. Who will you vote for?
At this point, I think I would put Burnham in.
Yeah, I'll vote for Burnham. You know, his popularity's got off a cliff since he stood for Bakerfield. You know, he was the only politician in Britain who had like a plus rating of like +3 or 4 or something. It's now like -12. The more you know someone, the more you hate them.
Yeah, that was the risk I think he was going to take, because he is very, very good, very popular as the mayor of Manchester, and he made a promise that he would see out his, final term in office. Obviously, he hasn't. So yeah, I do understand why that's probably taking a tank to his popularity.
Yeah.
But no, I do think I would definitely vote Burnham over Starmer at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, and also you've got to keep in mind that it's a party. It's not just one person, and there's a part of me that feels a bit sorry for Starmer, because he's not a politician. He's not very good at it. But then I think, well, he shouldn't be doing the fucking job then, should he? Do you know what I mean? It's like you get builders round and they do a really shit job, and you're like, well, they're nice people. They mean well. Well, they fucked up the job. I'm not paying for that. Fuck off.
I mean,
he has to pay twice now to get someone else to fix it.
Yeah, there was a lot of potential. I think he's wasted that potential. I think it comes down to the fact of he was not a good leader, that he has not been. He has captained the ship in a direction, but he hasn't rallied the crew with him.
I think there's an impression
to be on that direction. I think that's the big problem.
He doesn't listen. That's one of the things that I hear a lot from people on the inside, a Labour. Like, he just doesn't listen to people. Like, they try and bring things to him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah," and then that's it. You never hear about it again. So, I mean, I do think he's competent in a way that previous leaders probably haven't been. I do appreciate that, but I also think, look, we're fooling ourselves if we think that Starmer can win the next election. No way. He's not going to win it. I mean, it might be a hung parliament at best, but Burnham at the moment stands a chance of winning it. We might be here in 6 months' time going, no fucking chance. He's blown it. He came in, all guns blazing at the party conference, and here we are. Here we are, a few months later, and he's shit. We want to get rid of him, but Liz put Liz Truss back in charge. She had the right idea. I don't think.
Thing is that we have to remember about our politics. Especially at like a national level, change is slow. Yeah. It's just unfortunately the nature of our politics. Doing stuff takes time. I mean, if you think about some of the stuff that Labour first passed when it first came into power, has only just gone into effect. Yeah. At this point, so you have to bear that into mind. It takes time to do some of these things, unfortunately, but just the nature of the beast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a bit of a roller coaster still to go. There's a bit. I mean, we haven't even talked about the World Cup yet, which is going on. We should mention that, since this is Geoscope. Cape Verde holding their own against Spain.
Yeah.
Someone lost $1 million on a bet for that. They bet $1 million that Spain would win at some ridiculous odds of like 1-99 or something. So they basically got like 80 grand if they won, plus the the original sum, and they lost. They lost, Ollie, $1 million because it was so short fight. I mean, you saw it with Curacao playing Germany. They got absolutely battered. Good on Curacao though for getting in one goal. I appreciate that. But there was some pundit over in America who said, "I don't think that countries we've never heard of should be allowed to play in this World Cup." And I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's a very typical
This World
American
Cup should
attitude. That
it
yeah,
should account for my ignorance. But these refreshment breaks that they're having on 27 minutes and 22 minutes and 67 minutes or something. They're having like a 3-minute break where they can have a drink because it's too
yeah,
hot.
that's for the Americans, for the American football malarkey that they've got going on there. Although what has been really funny to watch,
The Scots.
there's been well, yeah, but there's been doing a lot of videos doing the rounds of not just the Scots but other like European teams
Yeah.
like taking over like American bars and then bringing in like their European like drinking culture, the
Ways.
songs,
The
and
European
all that
ways.
stuff.
You and
And
your
like all the
European
Americans are like,
ways.
what's going on here? What the hell is this? If you and I were there, we were like, oh yeah, this is all right, football matches on, games on somewhere. And then the Americans are like, oh my God, what are they singing? How do they know all that? Did they rehearse?
I've been following the Tartan Army up in Scotland, up in Boston, who have been just running amok around the city. They've been putting traffic cones on every single statue's head. They found that they couldn't drink on the street, so they hired a boat and went out on a boat covered in Scottish flags. Just got absolutely wasted on the boat. They're having a great time. They're having the time of their lives. They're only going to be there for a couple of weeks, because they're probably not going to get past the preliminary round. But yeah, they might do, actually. They might do. They won the first match, didn't they? Brad W, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Apparently, sorry, go on.
Oh, my dream end to this World Cup is the USA versus Iran.
Oh my God! And Iran wins.
What? Yeah, and Iran wins. What a game!
By
What a game!
Straight up from us. All the players come out and they've all got hummus written on the back of the shirts, and they turn around to the. Brad W, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Apparently, a fifth of Americans can't find the US on the map. Maybe the best way to help them find it is for the US to invade the US. Thank you very much, and that also triggers for the third time the Confetti. Yay! I just want to also say that at past, when we wrap up, you'll be transported as if by magic over to see our friend Maximilian Robespierre, so please stay tuned for him. And some lady in the Tartan Army offered the Tartan Army to stop by for a cuppa on the way to Florida. I'm waiting on pictures. She's going to get stampeded, lol, and she's not telling her hubby either. It's a surprise. It's funnier. One Angry Pagan mentions Lewis Hamilton winning for the first time in bloody ages for the Ferrari for the which bloody race was it? Can't remember now. The racing race. Fuck.
The race.
The racing race.
That one they don't zoom.
Barcelona. It was in Barcelona. Catalonia. It's the Grand Prix of Catalonia. Yeah, it was a British 1-2-3, Ollie. It was the first British 1-2-3 since 1968 or 1968, when it was John Sturtey, Sergis, Graham Hill, and not Sterling Moss, the other guy. Fuck, what's his name? You know, Jackie Stewart. Jackie Stewart. There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah, put me back on the pub quiz team. Yay, I'll do really well. FP Layden says, I associate England fans with flag shaggers now, but they've got a chant ready, and it'll be funny if they sing it. He's fat with piles. He's in the Epstein files. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. I think Scotland's got a similar one about him shitting himself. He's got shit in his pants. Come on, this is fun. This you having fun yet? Are you having fun?
Oh,
go on.
Weird news story for you on this one.
Go on.
Did you know that for a day, every single Starbucks in South Korea has been closed for a day?
Ooh. Go on, tell me why. I'm intrigued. It's got to be something
it's basically been a bit of a cultural snafu. Starbucks did a marketing campaign of some sort of description. It hasn't gone down well. Historically well. So there was a massive backlash. So every single like member of Starbucks in like South Korea has been ordered for a day of mandatory cultural learning,
All right,
essentially.
okay.
So, fun times on that one.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah, there's we got another super chat come in. Saz, thank you very much. L is hoping for Boba Fetty, please. Oh, okay.
Mm.
I will consider it. I will consider getting Boba Fetty out before the end of the show. So what else has been going? It's been, I write down all these things that I'm going to talk about. I'm like, come on.
I have more Millennials. news.
I
have more Millennials. news.
Oh, so this is the president
news.
of Argentina, and he's a dickhead and runs around with a chainsaw like fucking Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So Milei went into a big, like, massive part of like Millei's campaign was like the caste, like the political elite, as he the political elite, or the caste as he called them.
Yeah.
Like, we need to wipe them out, take on the corruption, and remove them. And his right hand, essentially, his chief cabinet aide, has admitted now to hiding 500K in cryptocurrency investments from the tax authorities.
Oh, nice.
So, and Milei so far has done nothing about that.
Yeah.
And another bizarre story, because Milei is trying to pass his disenvironmental laws, I should say we should call them, and new mining laws, which would allow them to expand and start mining rainforests and basically anywhere they want. They are trying to pass it while while Argentina is playing football. They've timed the bill to try and be passed while Argentina is playing football, in the hopes that no one will notice.
It'll be like after 9/11. You're a bit young, so you might not remember this, but there was an internal party memo that went round in Labour at the time, or in the government in the time, saying it would be a good day to bury bad news. And the person who sent it was a woman who sent it. She got into a lot of trouble for that, Ollie. She got into a lot of trouble. Good days to bury bad news. Like fucking 3,000 people just died. But has anyone got any bad news? Quick, put it down. So yeah, SpaceX has been floated on the American stock exchange known as the NASDAQ, and apparently you're normally supposed to wait 3 months before these big shareholding companies automatically start buying shares. But that's been reduced to 15 days as a special favor to Elon Musk, who is now on paper trillionaire. But good luck showing all that money. But what he can do now is just borrow as much money as he likes from the world's banks.
Yep.
And leverage it against his company, because his company has become a meme stock. SpaceX is now bigger than Amazon. Like, I can't get my head around this. How does a company that's losing money get bigger than Amazon?
Which
is the biggest company in terms of actually fucking going out and doing stuff in the fucking world. Like,
massively overvalued.
Delivering stuff to people's houses. It's got Amazon TV, Amazon fucking Prime.
It's funny when you see like Elon Musk call people welfare queens. He is the biggest welfare queen ever.
Yeah. It's all American taxpayers' money.
SpaceX is all through American taxpayer money. It's madness, and yet now it's public. Good luck. I think this is attempting to do the whole Tesla thing again. But what exactly are you investing in at this point? Rockets that have a very iffy track record, where NASA itself has done a lot better for like half the money.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently Vance has tried to walk back Trump's "I love inflation" comment by saying he loves the fact that inflation is going to come down when the war is over. That's what he said. When he said that he loves inflation. No, JD Vance, stop shagging the couch. Just wait for 1 second. Take a breath. Listen to what he actually said. And the Joe Bayer was on the panel, said, "Are you his interpreter or his vice president?" Oh, ouch, ouchie. Tell me about screwworms. How's your screwworms getting on?
Not good.
Not good.
I think this is going to be a crisis that continues to deepen, and this is pretty much one of Trump's own making.
Okay, so just to explain, screwworms are parasites that get into cattle. And if you get an outbreak of screwworm, it's a bit like, I don't know, mad cow disease or foot and mouth disease. You've got to kill all your fucking cows, right? So if there's an outbreak, you get, things aren't getting transported as much around the country. You have to have lockdowns. You have to make sure that you put bio areas in. So there's been 12
None
animal
of that is in place.
cases have been confirmed so far amongst cattle, goat, sheep, and a dog in Texas and New Mexico. This is a direct result of Trump cutting the budget of the U.S. federal agency that's supposed to stop this kind of shit coming over the border. So they stopped the people coming over. Ha ha! That'll show them. But they didn't stop.
It's not that they've just cut the monitoring for it. It's that they've cut the money that will go into responses for it as well. So this is just going to get worse, and then there's going to be a point where people are just going to go, well, who could have seen this? Who do we blame for this? And it's Donald Trump who did all this, and Elon Musk who are responsible for this. So we know who to blame, but then probably not going to get blamed, unfortunately.
The Centers for Disease Control in the DRC, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, so the CDC in the DRC. God, we're down with the lingo, aren't we? I've said this might be the worst ever outbreak of Ebola, and that is connected with the Trump administration cutting US aid.
Yep.
And also pulling out of the World Health Organization.
World Health Organization as well,
Because, why does America have to get involved in world health? I mean, it's not like America's part of the world or anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they saw how much money the gobshites made during the pandemic, and they were like, let's do that again.
Yeah. Oh, do you want an AI screw-up story?
Oh, go on.
Quite fun. So,
go on.
Back to South Korea.
From screw worms to screw-ups.
Yeah. So South Korea is having its own population problems, and it's hitting a lot of like professional industries at the moment. And in like the legal professions in South Korea, they do not have enough clerks or like admin people. They've got the lawyers, but they're missing like people that write stuff down or write, I don't know, dockets to send to judges about cases. So a lot of firms in South Korea have now been turning to AI to write these cases to send to judges. And the AI has started making up case numbers, laws that supposedly have been passed that don't even exist.
Oh my God.
And just like citing cases that have never even happened. They've called them ghost cases.
Oh, Jesus.
So they've been doing like using them to make court filings, and it's just based on non-existent legal precedents, no like made up case numbers or past rulings that were never like happened at all. And these have all been submitted to judges. So the South Korean legal profession at the moment is a little bit of a mess, to say the least, at the moment about this.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole AI thing, I was watching an interesting thing where they were talking about the invention of the printing press and how that led to radicalization, even all over Europe, because all the pamphleteers were full of mis and disinformation, and absolutely like outrageous, wild stories about the Pope having sex with chickens and all this kind of stuff. And this is something that fueled
war that was going on.
Fueled the the Reformation, the Protestant Reformation. Martin Luther, the guy who nailed his propositions to he was a fantastic. He was like well into printing shit. And like basically we're going through the same thing now with AI. It's just everyone's dead excited.
It is a fascinating parallel. I've said this before. It should be looked at about what happened there, and it took roughly around
300 years,
100 years to settle down. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could argue it went all the way to the English Civil War.
Well, but that was a massive
many years later.
It was a massive propaganda.
Yeah, but that was Protestant versus Catholic. It was
well.
the king's the king's ability to run the country. It was the versus the Pope's ability and all this kind of shit. I mean, there was a lot going down in that, and a lot of it was because people were like, "Well, there's new technology that I can use to lie to people."
And like I say, people reading for the first time, and if you didn't know how to read, you'd take it to someone who would, and they would read it aloud in like the pub or At the time, these things called coffee houses, which were radical at the time.
Radical, yeah. The time of Rousseau and Voltaire over in France, that was where all the those conversations were happening.
Well, that was later.
Yeah,
after that was
that's what I mean.
A couple of years after.
It's all part of the same thing, isn't it? It could be a long time before things settle down with social media and AI and all this nonsense.
And well, I think that brings us into the under 16 ban. That's just been announced.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
As someone who's a stepfather to an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old, I say bring it on, because the idea that we're going to get the tech companies to do the right thing is for the birds. They're just not going to do that. So they've got to be forced. And if this makes them do the right thing, so they introduce YouTube Junior or WhatsApp Junior with some fucking safeguards in it. Because at the moment, you give an 11-year-old a phone and you go, here's a little device that's full of paedophiles. Have fun. Don't talk to the wrong person. Don't let anyone send you an image that you don't want to see. That'll scar you for life. Do you know what I mean? It's too... And someone said, only 60% of Australian kids, 60% of Australian kids still use all this stuff. And I'm like, so what? They stopped 40% of Australian kids from harmful content on the internet. That's a win. That's a win.
Have you seen the video doing the rounds of the schoolgirl who gets asked? So
she's you're
going to have 9 hours free. What are you going to do?
Just
stare at the wall.
You've got a 15-year-old Graham. How did you start? Oh, thanks, Lindy Mel. But no, she's not mine. She's not mine. I'm the stepfather. One Angry Pagan says Ed Miliband freed up the green energy projects clog. Lots of zombie projects done away with for ones that can connect to the grid quickly. See that as a win. We need to upgrade the grid. Yep. War effort, mate. That's what we should be doing. Questionable Lab Sanity says inflation benefits the asset class since it is product services that go up in value price while wages lag behind. Profits and rents usually go up, and rent and tax revenue definitely goes up. Yeah. Hey, it is. Don't be telling everyone how old I am. If someone wants to be flattering to me and say you don't look like you're pushing 50, Graham, I'll take it. All right, Diz. Some people.
No, I'm still in my 30s. I'm fine.
You bastard. You child. How dare you come on my show and be young. Younger than me. There's a Daphne du Maurier book called I'll Never Be Young Again. Isn't that the most awful name for a book? You bastard, Daphne. How dare you call your book that? Someone gave it to me when I was at Glastonbury one year at the Stone Circle. They went, here you go. And I just looked at it and burst into tears. To be fair, I was a little bit drunk, but...
Have you ever heard I think it's They Might Be Giants. They made a song that was literally, you're older than I think it's called, the lyrics go, you're older than you have ever been, and now you're even older, and now you're even older, and now you're older still.
Indie Doug Mel says, don't listen to her, Graham. You don't look a day over 46. Ah, thank you. It's not the years, it's the mileage. But anyway, listen, Ollie, we're going to have to wrap it up there because we need everyone to go over to say hello to Maximilian. So before we go, though, there was a special request for Boba Fetty, and I'm nothing if
this
easily
is new.
swayed. So I don't know if you're watching this on a phone or something, so you can see what happens. But I'm going to release the Boba Fetty. 3, 2, 1. Boba Fetty! Hooray! I've got a big Boba Fett helmet over me. Yay! Woo! Yay! Boba Fett.
I'm just stood there going, I don't know what's going on.
I had a huge, dark helmet from Spaceball style helmet over my head with confetti.
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
There it is. I'm like, okay, yeah.
So if you're not voting for Count Binface on Thursday, please vote for Andy Burnham because he is the tactical vote for keeping the refuckers out. One Angry Pagan says Grid is also currently being upgraded. It's part of the argument about funds Ed has been having with Treasury. Yeah, we need to go full forward with that. Get it rewired and get that money in. When the Dogger Bank goes online over the next 18 months, we've got 3 fields in Dogger Bank, and those 3 fields together will produce 50% of 5%. Sorry, don't get carried away, Graham. 5% of the energy needs of the entire country. Just one area. That's just fucking crazy, isn't it? People should look up the South Sea bubble before they invest into SpaceX, and Space Karen can now bet against his own company.
Again, I am shocked more people do not know about that historical event. That
What about the
is a
tulips?
fascinating historical event, the South
It's
Seas
a meme
bubble.
stock. It's not worth what it's an NFT. This is
Oh,
NFT on
the
steroids.
thing is though that you say the tulips. That's a whole thing with the Dutch. We have a whole separate thing with the South Seas bubble.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to learn more about the South Seas bubble, there is a series online called by Extra History about the South Seas bubble. I think this is something that people in the country should know a heck of a lot more about, because until very recently, we are still paying this debt off. That's how big
Wow.
that debt was from that fallout.
Well, here we go. I've got no money on it, so I don't care. It's just the knock-on effects that I'm a bit worried about. Anyway, listen, everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks everyone who chipped in to release the confetti and the Boba Fetty at the end there, which is awesome. Anyone else can think of any kind of confetti puns in the future? I'm sure I'll be able to sort something out. How about a Con Air Fetty? I'm going to write that down. Con Air Fetty.
You could do a Don Fetty,
uh,
like Donald Trump.
no, because then people have to look at his face and he's horrible, isn't he? I like me. I like Don Fetty. One. What? I mean, yeah. There's a few. Obi-Wan Fetty. Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Fetty.
I'm just trying to think now. What confetti puns can you come up with?
All right, you have a think about that, Ollie, and everyone in the chat. Let me know in the morning what you think. And until next time, I'll say thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to give us a like on the way out, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and hit the bell notification icon. And say hi to Max for us. And until next time, hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.
Bye.